Market Watchers Ben Phillips, Dennis Gartman, and Liz Peek. Liz, first to you, today is a perfect storm day, isn't it?
Well, out of the blue, we have this arrest of the Huawei executive, which is very peculiar. I just can't imagine we're not going to learn a lot more about this story, because clearly the markets have been rising and falling on the prospects of the G20 trade deal. This clearly scotches all the good talk that we've been hearing from China and also from our administration about the agreement that seemed to have been put together at that summit. So I can't help but wonder if someone is trying to sabotage the trade deal and timed this arrest for that, because this investigation's gone on for a long time. It just seems too darned coincidental.
Well, and we now know that John Bolton knew about the coming arrest before it happened, and clearly the Chinese have information good enough so that they knew when she was arrested back on Saturday, December 1st. And since then, up until last night, they've been saying how great things were between the U.S. and China.
It's a very strange story. Yeah. More will be found out.
Well, Dennis, beyond this particular story, we have the effects of maybe not a trade war full-blown, but at least a pretty bad skirmish. And the effects are supply chains around the world are beginning to slow down. It doesn't take much to break up those supply chains, but once they are broken, it costs a lot of money to reestablish them. The president talks about getting $7 billion in taxes from the tariffs, but it costs much more than that for companies and corporations to reestablish these supply chains.
Comical comment on the president's part that he expects to get $7 to $10 billion in tariff revenues. It's absolutely patently absurd. The damage that has been wrought upon the American economy, I think, is serious. We're just beginning to see the first prospects of it. It's going to get worse. And if it weren't for the fact that his base is so supportive of these tariff circumstances, the fact that he came out and called himself Mr. Tariff over the weekend is very sad. I voted for the gentleman, but I find myself embarrassed. My wife is a strong Trump supporter, and we have arguments every night over the trade numbers that come out and the misunderstanding by this administration on trade policies themselves. I think it's embarrassing.
On the other hand, Ben, this administration doesn't speak with just one voice. You have a lot of people in the administration. Liz knows well. You have free traders with fair traders, some combination of the two. And there's still, with all this trouble with Huawei and everything else, there is still the possibility of a resolution, some kind of trade deal, right?
Yeah, there is, but I think we're still a long way away. If you look at where both sides are, there's a wide divide between China and the U.S.'s positions. China wants some transactional gives. They want to give on certain exports and things like that, reduce some tariffs here and there. U.S. wants a fundamental change in how China approaches the global economy. They're saying, stop breaking the global laws. You're breaking the rules, and you're cheating Americans. You're cheating the global economy who've let you into this capitalistic system. So it's a very wide divide right now. And we saw coming out of the G20, there wasn't really a joint communications. There wasn't a joint press release. Trump didn't even hold a solo press conference. So that was all signs that said they didn't really get anything done here, and they're still a wide way apart.
Liz, what worries me about what's happening with China right now, as Gordon was just talking about, is that there may be a divide in China, too. As you say, there may be somebody trying to sabotage the trade talks. Nobody likes it when one of their citizens is arrested in another country. So there is some genuine frustration, if not anger, on the part of Chinese that President Xi, has to react to. So that might stop him from doing a trade deal that he wants to do.
Yeah, I actually think he does want to make progress on this. Right. And I think for the past year, actually 2 years, beginning with his sort of coming out party at the World Economic Forum in Davos in January 2017, he has been carefully constructing a dialogue or a presentation of himself as a great champion of free trade and globalism. He has set himself up in contrast to President Trump on any number of public speeches in the last 18 months, saying, I really want to open up China. We are opening up. We want a win-win situation. So I really feel like he is actually set the ground for making some serious concessions. And yes, they won't be, he's never going to come out and say, yes, we've been stealing intellectual property, but they can say, we do not any longer require a 50-50 joint venture partner. We do not require, that you hand over your technology via that route. I think that there is actually, and I think we've seen it in the last 24 hours, a lot of very positive signals in terms of things that they've said. But don't forget, too, in October, they lowered tariffs on over 1,500 items. They allowed American Express in for the first time ever, an American company doing credit card business in China. There have been a series of steps I view as very constructive.
And we, by the way, have suspended for 90 days the imposition of greater tariffs.
That's right, to make further progress.
There's a possibility. You may not like the president's tweets, Dennis, but he did have one tweet that I liked, which said that their tariffs, their car tariffs, the Chinese car tariffs, were coming down. Now, we haven't seen the specifics of that. I would like to see the specifics of that.
We would like to see specifics.
They're at 40% now. If they came down and cut in half, that would save U.S. car companies billions.
Not a question. And let us hope that they do, in fact, do exactly that. Do I expect it shall happen in the next 6 weeks, in the next 90 days? No, I don't. But there's no question. Liz is absolutely right. This Xi has gone out of his way to take an amenable position to say he's looking for win-win circumstances. And there's not a question this is a change in Chinese commentary, change in Chinese politics that we need to understand. He's extended a hand. We seem to always pull our hand away.
Well, but sometimes he extends the hands to steal what we have. I mean, and that has to be addressed. It has been avoided. It has been avoided by administration after administration, country after country. In fact, I think the world, ex-China, the world is looking to the United States to set a standard here, don't you?
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, what China has given so far is things they were already going to give us. So they haven't really actually given us new material things on trade concessions in our view. What we're watching is things they were already planning small, minor, on the fringe. I mean, the IP protection is a huge issue for tech companies. It is a core part of how they want to develop their tech supply chain in China is by stealing American IP. And you look at Lighthouser's report, he said they haven't changed their actions in the past 6 months.
By the way, it's no coincidence that you have some of the biggest tech leaders in America in the White House today, visiting perhaps with the president, at least with his advisors. And Lighthizer is going to be at that meeting. I found that interesting. Not only Henry Kissinger and some other big deals, but Lighthizer, the fact that our U.S. trade rep is going to be in that meeting indicates that maybe that will become part of a trade deal.
Well, and that's where it all has to kind of come down to, because what the Chinese are doing, as we all know, is moving up the value chain, and technology is now sort of the golden apple. And that's why all of a sudden I think America has gotten serious about protecting our IP. It's one thing if they learn how to make a truck. It's another thing if they really begin to make progress on 5G, for example. We were talking earlier about Huawei. That is serious in terms of our future, of our technology companies, which never has really been in doubt before, and now maybe it is.